And reporter Patrick Amimo there live from our city centre studios. Well, let's now move on to the death of rights activist Caroline Mwatha, and family and relatives as well as other activists are expected to converge outside the city mortuary this morning. The body of Mwatha was last evening found at the city mortuary after almost 1 week of search. Our senior reporter Francis Ontomwa has been on this story and now joins us live from the city mortuary. Ontomwa, how far have the investigations gone as we speak?
Well, good morning. We are making a comeback here at the city mortuary to follow up on the tragic end of the human rights activist Caroline Mwatha Ocheng, whose remains are still lying here at the city mortuary. And yes, indeed, that convergence that was expected, family members and also human rights defenders is already happening, because we are seeing family members trickling in. I've had a conversation with the father of the late Caroline Mwatha, who's told us that they are keen now to the next stage of this particular process. And important is to know that the next big process should be the autopsy, which should be conducted here at the city morgue, and where we expect also to see a number of players coming in. We had human rights defenders yesterday insisting that they must have pathologists from an array of fields so that they ensure that this thing is conducted in an independent and a credible way, and that is what we are still waiting here. But then important is to give an update of what really transpired yesterday. Last night or last evening, it was the first time that it was reported that the body of the late Caroline Mwatha had been positively confirmed to be here at the city mortuary. And thereafter we were told that the body was brought here on the 7th, 4:42 a.m. on the 7th of February is the time that the body is recorded to have been brought here. And of course recorded on in different names, and that is some of the concerns that were raised yesterday that were bringing in a bit of inconsistencies. But then we expect to hear some formal notification coming from authorities really on what really occurred. And again, it's important also to bring to the attention of our viewers of the kind of stories that have been emerging from this particular tragic end of Caroline Mwatha. There are so many stories that are out there, but then important at this stage is to wait for an independent autopsy to be conducted so that we are able to really know the cause of the death. Let me engage here a human rights defender who we were with yesterday here and is already here to try and find out issues on how they are moving. This is Halid Hussein. Karibu sana. We are already waiting for this process to come, but then why should we really be keen on an independent autopsy?
I think the reason why we've called for this independent autopsy is to ascertain the true cause of death. Independent because we want to have our own pathologists here. We've already confirmed that we'll have at least 2 different independent pathologists supported by the human rights sector within the country. And this is to confirm, because the details that are so far emerging, the stories that we're being told, particularly from the police and the mortuary here, are not adding up to us. That's why we think that having an independent autopsy will be able to confirm the true cause of death.
But yesterday we heard that there were some inconsistencies that you noted while also trying to view the body and many other things. What are these inconsistencies that you saw?
First of all, from the records that we've seen, the information coming out is not clear. For instance, you will notice that the names that have been in the OB number at the Kenyatta police station are different from the names that have been listed here as the ones that brought the body. So if the police station said the person who brought the body is a different name, and here we have another person, of course that's a concern. Also, the details in the records here have actually been written over. First of all, for instance, the reporting police station was listed as Kenyatta, and then someone has crossed over Kenyatta and wrote Kilimani on top. We also have consistencies in the names of the deceased. We know Caroline as Caroline Mwatha, but here in the records we have it as Caroline Becky. So we are wondering, why are there all these inconsistencies? So there are question marks all over. That's why for us it's important to do this autopsy to confirm the cause of death.
Earlier on, we had been told that there was supposed to be a demonstration by human rights defenders today. Has it been called off yet? What are the next plans?
Yes, as of yesterday afternoon, we were actually working on the demonstration. We had actually put all plans in order so that we could have the demonstration from Uhuru Park this morning. But of course, with this news, we've all agreed that the same team will converge here at the city mortuary so that we can go through this process together. We're here to show solidarity with the family. We can't again be in the streets when the family is here and doing the autopsy. So that's why we've agreed that we will all meet here and go through this process together as comrades and with the family.
Thank you for making time, Khalid. Khalid Hussein there, the Executive Director, Haki Africa, speaking to us on what to expect here. And as I indicated earlier on, we've seen a convergence here of family members. The father is here. We're expecting more relatives to be streaming in here because this is the news is just, it's only a matter of hours since we reported on the emergence of the body of Caroline Mwatha. And so we expect a huge gathering here at the city mortuary and expect to hear much more really on this question of autopsy that many are keen on to really know what was the true cause of the death of the activist. Back to you.
And Atoma, just before I let you go, of course, there is a lot of speculation out there that we can only speak about after the post-mortem has been done. But we understand there could be suspects in custody over the same issue. What more do you have on that?
Well, at this juncture, we understand that there are investigations currently going on. We don't know the particulars of those people who have been arrested in connection to this particular death. But then what we know at this juncture that there could be some people in custody. Of course, this matter had been reported at Buruburu, also Dandora, and many other police stations. Police have said that they're widening their network in terms of trying to know who could have been involved in the killing of the late activist. But at this juncture, we may not really have the number of how many people are in custody. You will remember that there is a narrative that has been going around that the death of Caroline could have been occasioned by an abortion that went wrong, and that is a story that is a separate story that really no one really want to buy at this stage until really there is a proper autopsy to be conducted. And in connection to that, we've heard that there are some people who've been arrested because of that abortion. But then at this moment, really, we may not want to do any speculations. We are waiting keenly for this independent procedure to be conducted so that we come out authoritatively really to our viewers and tell them the true cause of the death of the late activist.
It's Francis Ontoma there live for us at the city mortuary. And still on that story, Haki Africa is set to issue a statement on the death of Caroline Mwatha today. The organization will issue the statement in Mombasa. Our reporter Tobias Chanji is live for us there and now joins us live. Chanji, it is a death and that began with the disappearance, of course, that caught the eye of many human rights activists and organizations across the country. What do we expect from Haki Africa?
Conflicting reports over the demise of Caroline Mwatha, human rights body here at the Post House, standing in solidarity with the late. And standing here with me, Haki Africa ladies, who just standing in solidarity with the late, and just here to get the reaction over that demise as even we await for the post-mortem report, which will be conducted in Nairobi as from today. Now, come to the studio is Pauline Kwamboka, tuelezee tu kuhusiana na maoni yako kuhusiana na kifo cha Pauline Mwatha.
Tobias, it's so alarming that at this era in Kenya, it takes 7 days for a police to find someone within Nairobi. Na sisi kama shirika tulikuwa kwamba serikali ingekuwa iko na mikakati yake ya kutafuta mtu ili by 7 days or more than less by 2 days mtu amepatikana city mortuary. Tobias, if we had or if it had such a city mortuary tungekuwa hatuko hapa. Now we have seen reports saying kwamba amekufa na A or Z or B or C, and we are saying as an organization that we are going to wait for the autopsy and to confirm that nini kilichomuua Caroline. Na sisi tumegadhaika kwamba mwanamke mwenzetu na mama na ni bibi ya mtu na ni mtoto wa mtu kwamba anaweza potea siku 7 na serikali ikachukua siku 7 kumpata na akiwa amelala tu pale city mortuary.
Kama shirika pia la kutetea haki za binadamu, je, hali hii inaleta taharuki yoyote?
Inaleta taharuki, maana tunasema kwamba tukiangalia huku Coast watu wanapotea kila kuchao. Na huyu Caroline amepotea pale pale Nairobi na amemchukua siku 7. Je, sisi wenye tuko huku Mombasa, watu familia zetu zikipotea, inapoteza tumaini kwa wale watoto ama wale wazazi wenye watoto wao wamepotea na ndugu zao wamepotea.
Vile vile kuna mwanadada hapa, tutuelezea majina yako na utuambie tu maoni yako kuhusiana na kifo cha Caroline.
Kwa majina naitwa Christine Kabuya. Na pia katika kifo cha Caroline ninasikitisha sana, baada ya kwamba ni mwanamke ambaye alikuwa amepotea, na baada ya muda fulani anabainika kwamba ilikuwa amepatikana amefariki katika mochari. Kwani muda wote ilikuwa iko wapi? Inasikitisha kwamba serikali pia inakosa kuchukua juhudi ama kuharakisha kuchunguzi ili aweze kupatikana. Labda angepatikana kwa muda mfupi alivyokuwa mpotea, angekuwa yuko hai, lakini amepatikana akiwa amefariki na bila nani. So tunaomba serikali ingilie kati ili kuweza kubainisha kifo chake.
Wasiwasi wako kama mmoja wapo wa kina dada ambao wanafanya katika mashirika kama haya ni upi?
Wasiwasi uende kaa labda inaweza ku happen kwa mtu yote ili. Inaweza kunitokea mimi, inaweza kumtokea mwingine. So serikali iweze kuingilia kati na kuweza kufind out what's killing people. No.
Na vile vile dada, utatuambia majina yako na utuelezee wewe wasiwasi wako kama mwanaharakati ni upi kutokea masuala kama haya ya kifo ambayo yametokea kwa sasa hivi. Labda inakupatia uhuru wako wote kufanya kazi.
Kwa majina naitwa Samira Said. Jambo hili lenye lililotokea linasikitisha sana, kwa sababu huyu mtu ni human rights defender kama sisi hapa. Kama jambo kama hili limemtokea na serikali haijafanya kitu kuhusu, sisi tutaishi maisha gani? Tutakuwa tuko in fear all throughout. Serikali it's high time enhance security measures katika mji, ndio ili na sisi tuwe tunaishi at peace instead of kila saa kuwa na uoga, ukiangalia nyuma ukiona maybe unafuatwa pia na wewe, ambayo hiyo haitakuwa maisha mazuri kwa mtu.
Hali ipo vipi katika eneo hili la Pwani?
Hali iko na huzuni na wasiwasi, ili kwa sababu hakuna mtu anajua sababu paka sahihi. Kuna autopsy inafaa kufanywa sahihi Nairobi, hata some of the Haki Africa staff wako huko, ndio wakipata more information about it watujulishe, ndio watu at least watakuwa wana idea nini imetokea.
Hali inazungumzia ni kama kwa mfano labda mashirika ya huku pia vile vile yanapata vitisho kama vile mengine ambayo yako nje ya Pwani.
Mostly kwa human rights unatetea haki za binadamu wenzako, so vitisho huwa viko kawaida katika mashirika kama haya. Ni serikali ndio inafaa iwe kama kinga kwetu, ihakikisha hizi vitisho vipunguzwe, protect wale watu ndio waweze kuishi vizuri bila hii aina za vitisho mjini.
Shukran. There you have it, Michelle. That's from the ladies of Haki Africa, just standing in solidarity with their colleague who died in a mysterious circumstances. Back to you in studio.
Many thanks, Toby.